Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network News. As always, I'm The Spicer, and today's special report is brought to you by none other than Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things Plamo and Gunpla here in North America. When you're checking out their vast catalog and placing your next order, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save yourself 10% off. Now, we're doing this special report purely on the Witch of Mercury news because a fair bit of it came out, and it's a pretty big deal because it's the next Gundam show, so we wanted a video dedicated just to it. So first and foremost, we know when it's going to be airing. Sunday is 5 p.m. starting October 28th in Japan. They've also announced they have a simulcast option planned for outside of Japan, but no details on that. So it could maybe be Gundam Info on YouTube, probably not, but it is a possibility. Maybe a streaming service, or maybe something that's proprietary to Bandai on their website or something weird like that. No idea, but the good news is it will be available to us here in the West and outside of Japan largely. So if you're in Europe, anywhere else, you'll probably have access to it some form or fashion. Now we'll probably get more information on the actual show and how it works in the universe after July 14th, because that's when the prologue episode premieres in Japan. No idea if that's going to get simulcast, but I imagine it will probably pop up online somewhere, whether or not Bandai wants it to or not. So at least information should come out, and that should give us a little bit more of an idea of what this universe is all about. Now, if you had unique universe on your bingo card for this show, you would be right. It takes place in the AS or the Ad Stella timeline in the year 122. This is basically Big Space Amazon and Big Space Tesla. So large corporations have built these huge economic systems, and what I assume is space colonies. They don't specifically state that, but it doesn't look like this is necessarily taking place specifically on an individual world, but maybe it's possible. Maybe it's on Earth, but most likely probably space colonies, because that's the Gundam thing to do. Anyway, our main protagonist, Suletta Mercury, comes from Mercury, which is listed as a remote planet, so probably got some colonies or maybe some industrial stuff going on there, but it's kind of backwater space no one talks about. But she's transferring to the I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm sorry guys. Astacacia School of Technology, run by the Binaret Group, which dominates the mobile suit industry. So it'd be interesting to see if this is going to kind of take some notes from Echo de Ciel in kind of like having a mobile suit school, or if this is going to be kind of a big corporate political thing, or just how it kind of goes, because we haven't really had any main protagonist in a mobile suit school before. So while it is kind of an anime trope, I think it will be pretty cool to see in Gundam. Now, as for Suletta herself, she of course has the bright scarlet hair, and it's also noted she has a pure heart. So like most Gundam protagonists, we don't know a ton more about her. We do have some more character design information, a couple more visuals, different uniforms, and that she's from Mercury, but that's pretty much the big thing we know. That's pretty much it. We do get a little bit of information on the Gundam Aerial, though. Not really anything groundbreaking, but it was developed on Mercury, so it kind of supports the fact that Mercury is probably like a weird, distant colony that just has some industrial capability to it, which is why this was made there, or maybe it's some kind of ancient thing. I get the vibe that all of these mobile suits are kind of manufactured, and the term Gundam is less of a specialty thing than it is in some other universes, but I guess we'll see when the show actually starts. We do know that she is also timid and somewhat lacks communication skills, so socially awkward. We've seen it in anime, we've seen it in real life, we are that in real life, so we at least can understand Suletta a little bit more in that regard. Now, in terms of some of the staff, because this is a pretty big deal, they've got some pretty heavy hitters coming in to helm the show. So we have Hiroshi Kobayashi, who's done a ton of stuff. I mean, like, just going through what they've done is pretty crazy. There's a bunch of weird things on there that, like, personally I like, but I know no one else has watched, like C, Control, The Money, and Soul of Possibility. But we also have some animation and key direction on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We have some Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise stuff, Little Witch Academia, Kill la Kill, Mob Psycho 100, stuff from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, of course this, Psycho Pass 2, just a ton of stuff, even Tanya the Eagle, the Saga of Tanya the Evil. God, I can never get that name right. A lot of cool stuff there. Really solid, looking forward to this. This looks like it may be their actual full directorial debut, though. Oh, no, I take that. Oh, no. They've done a bunch of assistant directing and episode directing, so I'm not really concerned. Oh, no, they did Dragon Pilot as well. So, Dragon Pilot's actually pretty good. If you've never seen it, it's pretty enjoyable. Feel pretty safe with this person at the helm. And in terms of script composition or series composition, kind of the writing role, if you will, kind of the head of the writing, head of the story type situation, we have another name I'm probably going to butcher, Ichiro Ukochi. Ukochi? Done a ton of like Code Geass stuff. This guy slaps. Love it. Code Geass, Guilty Crown, Carbonari of the Iron Fortress, Skate the Infinite, Eureka 7, Space Dandy, some of the Berserk stuff, which I know is an adaptation, but still kind of cool. Razafon, like, if you have watched a popular mech show in the last 20 years, you have seen this person's work. Very excited about it. Have a lot of faith that they'll have a pretty good story, because, well, I'm a huge Gundam head, but they are a Code Geass head, but they also have a lot of other stuff under the belt, so very exciting to see that. Very hopeful the story is going to be pretty cool, and maybe we'll have some crazy cool powers. But we also have some supporting characters, whose names I'm absolutely going to butcher as well. But we have Miorine Rembrandt, we have Guel Jeturk, Elon Saris, and Shadik Zinelli? Really hope I didn't get all of those that wrong. But they all look to be in the same school that Suletta is in, some of them being the same year, some of them not. All of them being mobile suit pilots to some degree. Only one other Gundam, at least named Gundam mobile suit. So maybe it's a type or like a specific model as opposed to being like the cutting edge, super high tech thing. It's just like, oh, hey, this is a Gundam style design versus this is the pinnacle of technology effectively. With kind of the industrial background and having this mobile suit school, if you will, gives me more of those vibes versus like, oh, hey, this is the Gundam Barbados. It came out of the ground. It's super advanced even though it's super old. It's like, okay, yeah, we've developed these things. There's some pseudoscience behind it. It's kind of UC-esque or Seed-esque in that way. But yeah, I mean, really cool. The character designs are pretty in line. None of them feel too crazy. They look like they fit the show. Nothing too ridiculous there. We did get a bunch of, or I say a bunch, we got a few more mobile suit designs as well. Coming from a few different groups, because there are different houses within the company, which is a whole nother thing. That's why I think we'll probably get more like corporate espionage or corporate politics versus like an actual political organization or something of that nature. But kind of starting, I guess, in reverse here with Shadik Zinelli. He comes from the Grassley House and pilots the Michaelis, which kind of reminds me a little bit of the Grimgird. A little bit. Or the new Grimgird thing that exists for IBO that's I can't remember the name of to save my life, but skinny legs, skinny arms, pretty skinny torso, looks kind of knightly. The shoulders are very reminiscent of the Grimgird. But it looks pretty cool. It looks like we have a big blaster arm shield situation going on. It kind of reminds me of like the No Name Astray. The other side looks like it'll have like a beam rifle shield or maybe a beam saber shield type thing. Really cool looking. the kind of white-purple aesthetic that we've seen with one of the things from the prologue. I can't remember the name of either, but it looks like it's probably developed from that if I had to guess. So this may tie a little bit more into like the Iron-Blooded Orphans Family Gundams type situation. Kind of hard to say, but we at least have some through lines from the prologue to this. Now, as we move on to Miorine Rembrandt, we don't actually have any specified mobile suit for her yet. I don't know if that's the case or if she's going to be kind of a side character that doesn't pilot things. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But she is the only daughter of the president of the Bennett group, so maybe there's like some protectionist stuff there. He doesn't want her to get in a mobile suit. Maybe she doesn't pilot. Maybe she's like a technician, mechanic type situation, because in a mobile suit school, you would need mechanics and stuff as well. It's kind of important. Going on to kind of the next pilot, though, we have Gul Jeturk, which is a name in and of itself. Very interesting name there, my friend. Coming from, as you would expect, the Jeturk house. They have a cool lion insignia. Lions are cool. He looks like he's a pretty tough guy. He's got his jacket open. He fights the rules. He's a rebel. Got some pink streaks in his hair. Looks like he works out a lot, I guess. But he pilots probably the most visually interesting mobile suit we have seen so far. And this is where anyone who's like, oh, this is IBO is getting those vibes. It's called the Ghouls Dilanza. I hope I got that right. Bright pink. I guess maybe not super bright pink, but a pink purpley hue that looks very Gushy on as kind of rounded, big, chunky parts. Kind of almost has some Astaroth vibes there in the chest as well. Very unique, has a giant feather on the head, so I'll be interested to see if that is an actual feather or if that's some weird mechanism type thing. If it flows while it's fighting in the anime, I'm going to be kind of excited. I think that's a big dumb idea, but I love the just sheer, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want vibe from it. And lastly, we have Elon Saris from the PL House, who's got like an eagle type situation going on. And he is the only other Gundam pilot, or at least pilot of a Gundam that we know of right now. So he pilots specifically the Gundam Pharact, and this is where the Armor Core vibes come in. I failed to mention this in the staffing thing. There are a bunch of different mechanical designers, so you're going to see a bunch of different things come through, like IBO or Metal, Mecha. I literally just said it and I just spaced on it entirely, but you know what I'm saying. The feet, the shoulders, the obscenely large gun, everything about this just screams, I want to say Metal Gear, and it's not Metal Gear. I don't know why whatever that name is has been replaced by Metal Gear, but it's not Metal Gear. You guys know what I'm talking about. I've already said it. It looks kind of evil, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm just really curious to see how the school dynamic works. Is this more of like a kind of not actual school, but like kind of military prep thing? Are they actually fighting? What is going on? Because this mobile suit does not look like it is going to be a big hero mobile suit. Maybe it will be. It's hard to say, but just visually speaking, all of the red and kind of the big shoulders, the strange looking feet, and kind of a snipery vibe, but it just does not like scream, hey, this is a good guy mobile suit. Regardless, it still looks cool. I love this variation of mechanical design. Oddly kind of gives me some Zeta vibes, because there's just so many wacky designs in that don't go necessarily into the territory of being just mobile armors. They're like kind of a combination of mobile armor, mobile suit. So, yeah, that is generally what we know about it so far. A lot of things that really put a lot of hope in me for this series. The people helming it have both done a lot of really great work in terms of directing and writing. A ton of mechanical designers, so you're going to get a ton of mechanical variety. So even if you don't like one mobile suit, you're most likely going to find something you enjoy here, and we're going to get it in the West, so there's not much better than that. It'll probably hopefully be not too delayed after the initial airing and have a pretty decent English sub, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. Anyway, let us know in the comments down below what your favorite mobile suit is from this series so far and what you're most excited to see. If you have any questions, do let us know. I'll do my best to answer them. And of course, friends, please stay safe and keep on building.